Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the family. Channel. Today we're going to talk about Kevin Hart and the backlash surrounding the comments, or I should say, the remarks that he made on the Breakfast Club in response to the Netflix roast of Kevin Hart. And this bigger conversation surrounding the racial jokes, celebrity culture, and Hollywood's expectation. Now, before we even get started, let's make this very clear. This video is not about attacking Kevin Hart personally. It is simply about something we have been discussing on this channel, and that is understanding the system that celebrities operate in, especially once they reach a certain level of fame, money, and influence. Because honestly, should we really be surprised by his response? Now, recently, Kevin Hart addressed criticism surrounding his Netflix roast and the racial jokes that were made during it. Now, personally, I did not watch it, but I've seen a lot of commentary. I've seen a lot of reactions to what has gone on. And a lot of people online, I have seen that they were uncomfortable and surprisingly disappointed. Most people brought up the George Floyd and the racial climate we're living in today, saying these types of jokes hit differently. And they even had the audacity to compare Charlie Kirk with Kevin or George Floyd. You know, saying, oh, well, you all felt this way about Charlie Kirk, and, you know, we feel the same way about Charlie Kirk as you do George Floyd. But let me just make the record clear. I hate that Charlie Kirk lost his life, but let's not pretend that there was not a major racial, I don't want to say hatred, but let's just say there was racial tensions and the way that Charlie Kirk felt about Black people, Black Americans, versus George Floyd becoming unalive because of white supremacy. And that's what Charlie Kirk pretty much upheld, was white supremacy. So there are two different situations and scenarios. But the thing that I keep asking myself is, when someone reaches the level of Kevin Hart, are they still operating as an individual, or are they operating under a different brand or a different power? Because there is a difference. See, once you become one of Hollywood's biggest stars, there are expectations attached to that position. And if you can recall, even going back into, I think, the 90s or early 2000s, where Snoop Dogg came out with Murder Was the Case That They Gave Me, and he was in a bed and he was living moderately but not living his dreams. And then a demon comes in and he exchanges power and wealth and celebrityism, if that's a word. If not, I just made one up, for the cost of his soul. So we see the clues along the way. But once you become one of Hollywood's biggest stars, there are expectations attached to that. There are networks involved, studios involved, streaming platforms involved, publicists and sponsors all are involved. And when you're making hundreds of millions of dollars inside an industry, eventually that industry begins shaping what is acceptable, what is marketable, and what is profitable. That's not just with Kevin Hart. It seems like we go through this quite frequently with regards to this conversation. We have to just accept that this is Hollywood in general. And whether people want to admit it or not, celebrities often survive by learning how to navigate those expectations. Understand, family, that when you go against the grain that is funding you and supporting you and putting you on, when you go against their rules, expectations, and regulations, sometimes, most times, you're punished for that. So, a lot of celebrities, they go along with the narratives. Sometimes that means laughing at things that normally wouldn't be funny. Sometimes that means staying quiet on certain issues while speaking loudly on others. That's the trade-off that often comes with fame. Honestly, I think a lot of people still view celebrities emotionally instead of strategically. They have a goal. And we want our celebrities to be these people that we dream of, these people that we imagine, because they have reached the paramount. They have reached the climax of popularity and globalism and all of this stuff. They're well known. Well, Kevin Hart is Black, so of course he should respond this way. But Hollywood doesn't necessarily reward people for being authentic, for holding it down. If you would try to compare Kevin Hart to Pat Williams, That's night and day, because Cat Williams have already made his stand that he does not want or need Hollywood, that he's comfortable making his $1 million or $2 million a year, and he's able to sleep at night because he hasn't had to sell his soul, sell his people out for money and prestige. That's why you see some celebrities, they become more careful, more polished, and more corporate the bigger they get. Not because they suddenly changed overnight, but because there's more at stake, okay? What profits a man to gain the whole world and to lose his soul? What do you mean there's more at stake? There's more money, relationships, opportunities. If I say this, I might not get the role, or they may blackball me. Look at Monique, for a prime example. They cut off her access to further her career because she spoke out and she spoke on what she believed. And once you become a part of that machine, speaking against it becomes a lot more complicated. Now, when we bring up George Floyd, we all understand that that's an emotional topic, okay? The atmosphere changed the country. It changed not only the country, but I would say the world. It changed how many people viewed racial humor and racial disrespect. So when audience hear jokes that remind them of a historical pain, which is a lot of what Charlie Kirk did, or racial stereotypes, which is something Charlie Kirk did and his white supremacist friends. Some people aren't going to separate comedy from reality, especially in today's climate. But again, the real conversation may not even be Kevin Hart specifically. The bigger question is, how much individuality can a celebrity truly maintain once Hollywood fully embraces them? We know this. And let's be honest, Hollywood has never been known for morality. Hollywood moves based on trends, profit, attention, and public reaction. One year, something is offensive, and the next year it may be comedy. Then suddenly it changes over again to being offensive. The rules constantly change depending on what benefits the industry at the moment. It's a machine. And celebrities adapt because their careers depend on adapting. That's why I really don't get shocked anymore. I'm very careful of what I watch and what I give my rating to, what I give my time to. Not because I agree with everything, but because I understand the environment these people operate in. And at the end of the day, everyone has the right to feel how they feel about Kevin Hart's comments. You got a right. If you were offended, that's your right. If you weren't bothered, that's your right too. But I think the deeper issue is understanding that celebrity culture often requires compromise. And the higher someone rises in Hollywood, the more pressure there is to play the game. That doesn't make someone evil automatically. There's levels to this. But it does raise an important question. Can you truly remain yourself once you become a part of the machine? I want to know your thoughts. Let me know. Do you think Kevin Hart was simply doing his job as an entertainer? Do you feel like he should have stopped the show or interrupted the show? Or do you think celebrities sacrifice authenticity in order to maintain status and success? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. May the Most High bless.